Alright, today we have a match between Draknas, aka Draknas, with the Pigpan clan. He's in the top right of Royal Blood. His opponent in this 5-game series will be Born Gosu NewMetaNoob, and he is a random player. He's rocking Protoss in this first game by the random chance. This is a first of 3 best of 5, I should clarify, not a series of 5 always. So Draknas, pretty well-rounded player. He can be very aggressive or he can macro up, whatever he feels like doing. We're going to get a macro start to this game at least, with the hatch first. Meanwhile, NewMetaNoob, he's going with the pylon, 2 gates and his wall. He's going to snag an early gas as well with that. Let's see if he takes that second one. That would spell some pretty early aggression to come from him, which could be rough news for Draknas. Anyways, he's got his gas, about to take his pull with the Ling right here. Sorry, with the drone. And NewMeta appears to be just content with the 1 gas for now. There he goes with the second pylon. And thought he might be out the scout, but he's going to drop a core and probably take a Nexus next, I would think. Looks like he's saving up some minerals for something. He could be, okay, he's got a second gas. Maybe he's just going to stay on the 1 base with the early gate, the early core. He only has 2 workers on that gas, however. There we go, it fills up right as I call it out. Probe in the wall. Maybe just for 12 pool defense, even though he hadn't scouted anything. Meanwhile, Draknas over here, setting up a drone and an overlord. Now he's going to go with 2 queens, 4 wings, with the next units out of the hatch, and we're getting 2 adepts from NewMetaNoob. He's got all of his energy saved up from the game so far. And there's the Nexus getting dropped. And NewMeta is stocked up on gas. He's rocking 6 workers in it. Meanwhile, Draknas still has 3 on his gas, even though he's got his link speed already. Making a spine crawler. Alright, so NewMeta is shading across with his 2 adepts. Halfway across the map, he will find the 4 wings and the 1 queen of Draknas at the bottom of the natural ramp. Meanwhile, Omi dropped a Forge and a Twilight, so they could be signaling an early DT, I think, potentially. He's researching Warp Gate. Okay, so he's going to get into the mineral line of Draknas. I think a couple of workers were lost there, so 5 of them. All in all, Draknas ready to move out with his lings, however. And we're going to get the shield upgrade from NewMeta first. Nothing out of the Twilight. He's getting glaives. There we go. So Draknas is about to be here at the front door. There is the sentry filling the spot in the wall. And it's going to do some damage to the Overlord. Is this a trick? Oh, NewMeta lets him in the door. So, Lings chopping away, they get the sentry down, they're going to get the gateway down eventually, it appears. 2 Lings made their way into the main base of NewMeta. Don't think they got any damage done really, as there's a group of probes following them. Here they are to do a little bit of work for their fellow Ling friends, break down the pylon and all of their way. NewMeta reinforcing his wall, doing a really good job. Back to building more wall material. Not producing any units, however, because his gateway has no power. Up here, he's only getting upgrades. There will be a pylon up down here if he can get it, but Draknas has broken into the front door. Meanwhile, Draknas has a Roach Warren at home. This glaze upgrade will be almost ready if we can get some adepts out soon. We got probes fighting lings. And the lings are still here. There we go. There we got our adept out, cleaning up the lings. So all in all, both players have killed 5 workers. Draknas has lost a chunk more lings than the Adepts of New Meta. Oh, and Draknas maybe losing Overlord here, trying to get a peek of what is going on up here. We've got our shield battery placed at the natural, 2 more gases taken from New Meta. He's only got 1 worker on each gas up top, however, so if he's thinking he needs gas, he would certainly like to figure that out. There he goes, figures it out right there. Let's see what's going on over here with Draknas. He's got some of his roaches out. We're getting our hatchery turned into a lair. All the overlords ganged up over here in the main base. Pretty much all that's going on. A couple spine crawlers for defensive purposes. But we'll see when New Meta's thinking that time to roll out might be. As he was, he might be taking a Nexus right here. I'm pretty sure he is. There it goes. So he's also getting the level 2 upgrade out of the forge. Staying on top of that really early. So, yeah. Blink from our Twilight as well. So we'll have Glaive Adepts, Blink Stalkers. And we're also getting a Robo Bay. Alright. Roach is turning into Ravagers just a little north of the 3rd base of New Meta. Would be pretty big for Draknas here to do a little bit of damage. Take this 3rd base away from New Meta. Probably his goal. Appears to be set to walk to the high ground. New Meta will, however, know about this as the trusty observer is moving across right now. What will New Meta get into? We've got a cannon at the 3rd, but it appears Draknas is thinking going for the natural. Does a pile to get the stalkers to move, but that's a nice narrow entrance right there that New Meta had. So the stalkers hold their position just further back. Okay, so this base definitely is going to fall. We're getting a Disruptor and Stargate, another gateway from New Meta. Not really a ton of army units, even though he's getting attacked. He's only got 6 stalkers, 1 adept on the field. There's the Disruptor. Let's see. I mean, the best thing for New Meta at this moment would be to lure the Zerg units into this little hallway. The Disruptor got a couple kills right there. Looked like about 3. Yep, 3. So if he could let the Zerg units come into this little hallway and nail it with a Disruptor hit, that would be the best thing ever for him. Anyways, we're getting the Sky Weapons level 1. So he does intend to use the Starport. However, he is supply blocked, trying to make a Void Ray. There he goes, making 1 pylon. Draknas, meanwhile, getting the, oh, that was good. Good job. Got 6 kills with that Disruptor hit. And he's going bowling again, not going to be as lucky with the 2nd. Anyways, 28 lings coming in for Draknas. He's getting his missile weapons level 1 and his melee weapons level 1 out of the good old Evo chamber. And I don't think he is teched up to anything else, just sitting on the, there we go. He does have a Hydra den, so we'll see some Hydras pretty soon, although there are none here yet. Lings, Roaches, couple Ravagers still remain. Here we have the army of New Meta. Mostly Stalkers, 1 Observer, an Adept, 2 Disruptors. And he's going to do a little multi-prong attack. However, the Disruptors are caught by themselves, not even... Oh, they do get their attacks off. Good damage done. He didn't want to lose the Disruptors, but, I mean, hey, he took out a lot of Roaches with it. Zerg does have the power to resupply, however, and Draknas is going to do that with a bunch of Lings, 20 more on the way. So we need to see, there we go, we've got 1 Void Ray, but I'd like to see more Starport units from New Meta at this point, knowing how ground bases opponents have been. And the Void Ray is here, chasing them off. Shield battery going overcharge. New Meta appears set to chase down some Roach Ravagers with his Void Ray, meanwhile producing a 2nd one out of the Stargate. And we're also getting a Disruptor. NewMeta does have a proxy base. He actually snuck this by me. I didn't realize that. Meanwhile, Draknas with his 4th base, 5 drones on it. He's got his 3rd fully saturated with workers and gas. Voidray here to do some work. It will know about the hydras that are about to be rampant in Royal Blood. But Draknas heads home for a moment. NewMeta as well. There's our Disruptor. He's also got another prepared. A couple Archons have morphed in as well, so a little bit of everything from NewMeta. And yep, good group of Hydras coming out, getting the level 2 upgrade from the sorry, that's the Hydra upgrade. The Hydra range. Also going to get Hydra speed. He's already got that one queued up. Here he is, about to break down the rocks at the 3rd base of NewMeta. And he's got quite a fearsome army here. However, Disruptors are still here to play, and they just delete a group of Hydras in the middle of the Zerg army. So overall, still huge army lead for Draknas, worker lead as well. He's going to sneak the Lings around the back. Did some damage there, but I mean, it appears that the Zerg units are going to hold. I'm sorry, the Protoss units are going to hold overall. So good job by NewMeta. I guess the army supply made up of Lings just wasn't enough. But we've got 7 more Hydras. We've also got the speed coming out for them. Nice little surround, but the Disruptors are gonna, oh, that was pretty cool how NewMeta did the Disruptors right there on his own units, blinked away at the last minute. That was pretty good. Hydra's gonna get surrounded by the Stalkers and a couple of Depths. And appears NewMeta is gonna back off. Both players sitting around the same army. Draknas slightly more workers. Oh, this poor Disruptor. Chased down by 3 ruthless Lings. They will lose their life. Anyways, I do not think that Draknas knows of this other base over here. He has no idea, which, I mean, not really what you're expecting the other opponent to have right now. Meanwhile, we're upgrading our lair. Gonna go to a hive. And we've got our lurker den. So that'll be the next tech upgrade in unit choices at least for our Zerg. There he goes with the melee level 2 and the missile level 2. NewMeta taking a 5th base now. Rounding out the whole southern side of our map at the same time. Draknas putting up his 5th base. So both players kind of on the same vibe. Draknas does have this army lead still. 42 of it is in Lings. So, you know. But 2 Colossus have hit the field for NewMeta. Still just kind of making a little bit of everything, but it's working. So, hey, keep doing what you're doing. Getting his upgrades with the thermal lancing. So charge as well. We're going to see some zealots eventually. We've got probes appearing to... okay, those are just scouting pylons. He's going to cancel that one, save himself some minerals, as it was just going to get deleted as soon as it was placed there. Getting our groove spines from the lurker den. And here we go, 16 lurkers about to hit the field. That will change the feel of this fight drastically. However, we've got an overseer right here, getting vision of the whole army of Draknas. Drones transferring over to this 5th base. And there we go, fully done. More Hydras. So Hydra, Ling, Lurker is the army choice for Draknas. Colossi, an Archon, a Voidray, some Stalkers, and some Adepts for our Protoss player. And Draknas finds the little scouting pylon. NewMeta is aware of what's going on. Gets a good hit on the Lurkers, but not going to be able to fight into them at all. There we go. Takes some good damage, good offensive hits before the Lurkers prepare themselves again. What I was trying to say. However, all the Lings is kind of chasing him down. Lurkers keep moving up. Now we're in the shield battery range. We've got a disruptor here, which is exactly what you need for the Lurkers. Not sure if it got any of them dead. I think it just did a little bit of damage to the front one or two. Here we go. Hydras are getting hurt. But the Hydras are not the problem. There we go. The good disruptor hit. Only lurkers remain for our Zerg at the moment. NewMeta has some units, stalkers over here. I'm not sure what they're up to. Maybe just trying to cut off supply. He actually sent his whole army with the adepts and the stalkers over here. Wondering if he's just aware that Draknas had nothing else. He's still got his Colossi here, a Void Ray, Disruptors, so he's got all of his big guns at home. Oh, and these are going to be good Void Ray hits. Looks like 6 lurkers remaining for Draknas. NewMeta's got adepts going out and adepts coming home, so I'm not sure what exactly. Okay, it looks like they were just finishing off the Hydras that were on their tail. A bunch of disruptors here. Only 4 lurkers remain for Draknas. Even worker count essentially, and even army count essentially. Looks like both players trying to relax for a moment. There we go. We've got our observer on the lurkers. And we are deleting lurkers with disruptors. Only one remains. One observer on the Zerg side. So Draknas up to his 6th base. Just got it established. Gonna start filling it out with some drones. He's already got his gases built on it as well. NewMeta, meanwhile, appears set to take his base again. There is one more lurker out of range of the observer, however, and he just finds out about it. There we go. He's got the balls to take care of it. No problem. Meanwhile, it appears the Zealots deciding to come back home. I thought they were going to do a little run by on the base in the top left corner. However, they decide to actually still move out. They're going to find a group of mutas potentially. Not sure if NewMeta had eyes on that. He's producing a mothership and carriers and a Colossus. So he's just going to go straight for this hatchery, it appears. And the mutas do find the hidden base of NewMetaNoob that's been here for quite a while at this point. Stalkers brought in to chase him out. And the Zealots take care of the hatchery. So good job there from NewMeta. Draknas about to be full supply. Just going with another round of Lings. Mostly Ling Muta Hydra. Only a couple workers now. And NewMeta appears set to lose his base. There he goes with the cancel. Big armies here. Lurkers are burrowed. Gonna get the pile on. Appears one Stark was still in range. There we go. Moving the disruptors in. And okay, gets the lurkers on the front line. Lings move in. Muta's trying to do what they can. However, they are losing 2 Stalkers, Archons, and a Carrier. Speaking of carriers, 2 more starports being produced. Also going with 3 Immortals now. There's 2 Phoenix. NewMeta has no favorite Protoss unit. He loves them all and apparently likes to use them all, really. So also getting the shield upgrades. Sorry, the Protoss armor upgrades. Shield. Anyways, Ling's trying to do a run by at this base for NewMeta. They get promptly deleted. We've got Zealots doing a run by at Draknas base though, and they're going to get some good damage done, it appears. And they're attempting to run away, but they're going to get cornered. They may as well fight instead of just running. There they go. Get a couple more drones. NewMeta has gone on the full offensive. Here's his whole army. Gonna take down this hatch with really no resistance. Here we've got a group of 4 observers. So gotta keep eyes on the lurkers. Meanwhile, we've got an invisible battle with the invisible Protoss units cloaked by the mothership and the underground lurkers. Bunch more lurkers coming in. The army for Draknas, 35 Lings, 4 Hydras. Okay, NewMeta is going bowling, doing a really good job with his balls here. Corruptors trying to move in, and here we go. We've got all the Immortals stomping in as well. Corruptors doing what they can to the mothership. That is going to delete the cloaking of all the units. All the lurkers are gone, however. The army unit is favoring, the army count heavily favoring NewMetaNoob at this time. We've got a recall on all of our Colossi. They were pretty much the only units left other than a couple of Immortals. The Colossi were recalled to this base. NewMeta probably wanted them down here as he has lost a full mineral line almost. Only 5 remain. Immortal, surrounded by all these lings, and it is going to be finished off. Marching back across the map with not a ton of units, but he does have the army count heavily. He just needs to get them all together, I think. 3 observers posted up over there at the main base of Draknas. So with only 14 workers left, Draknas really doesn't have the economy to resupply much at this point. He can only make lings. He needs to get another hatchery up essentially, as he is down to just 3. It's going to be down to 2 after this one is gone. And not enough larvae really to do anything about all these Protoss units. NewMeta's starting to go for overlords, taking down the gases, getting everything that he can. It appears he knows that the Zerg units were on their way to one of his bases, but he realized they're all flying units. Okay, they are going to be able to attack the Corruptors because, the Colossi, because they're considered, what is it, enormous? Gigantic? What is it? Yeah, either way. Zealots, fully eliminating the gases over here. Going to do the same to this gas, I imagine. All in all, NewMeta has a huge bank. He's still producing gateways, Nexus, and Mothership, and the upgrades for the ship weapons. He could just warp in a ton of Stalkers. Zealots are probably in this at this point. Draknas producing roads, is doing everything he can to fight off the Protoss army, but he's only going to have the Corruptors left in a short amount of time. There's 1 roach in his army. GG is called. Alright, game 2. Draknas versus NewMetaNoob. We got Draknas in the bottom left with his purple drones once again. His opposition, who has ended up with Terran on his random choice in game 2, is Born Gosu NewMetaNoob. So Draknas gonna have to figure out what his opposition is, but he'll probably do the same opener as last game, I would assume, until he figures out what that opponent is. So here he goes with a drone scout. Nope. Decided just to walk out front for a brief moment. Turns back to make his hatch. And here we go, NewMeta with a gas and a Rex, looking very normal over here. Fills up his gas immediately and keeps those SCVs pumping out. Wonder NewMeta probably won't be scouting to give away his race. He will leave that work up to Draknas. So we've got our gas and our pool. It will be the exact same opener. We'll see where the changes come for Draknas once he knows what his opponent is. Might opt for some Banelings. Might opt for more early aggression against the Terran. We'll see. And we're gonna put a high ground on, a CC on high ground. That's our orbital 3/4 of the way done for NewMetaNoob, and a Reaper about 3/4 of the way done as well now. So opts for the factory before his next supply depot, and he's dropping a mule. Meanwhile, we've got our spawning pool finally filled up with all the water. People can swim in it now. And opting for 2 queens, 4 wings, just like last game. I imagine that'll be the opener we see for the rest of the series. So NewMeta is coming across pretty much the same time Draknas figures out what he is. There'll be a rebirth in the natural. NewMeta gonna bypass the lings that were chomping on the rocks, and he's gonna throw a grenade. Sees that there's only one gas, no early roach warren, nothing too crazy. Reaper's gonna get out with its life. Meanwhile, reactor on our barracks, gonna swap for the factory, however. Assuming we're getting some Hellions. And probably a tech lab on our racks is the next thing. The starport built over here. So maybe not gonna swap to the tech lab, maybe it'll just do something on its own up here. Draknas will have a good vision of the Hellions as soon as they're on their way out. Draknas with his third down as well. So definitely opting for the macro style for now. As I say that, there is a roach warren. And he's going to take another gas. We'll see how many of these roaches he decides to pump out. Viking on the way has the first unit out of the starport. And NewMeta going to float his command center down to the natural. Surely the Viking will head out, find this overlord, and it would supply block Draknas if he finds it soon. We have our second factory going to a tech lab. Wonder if this is going to be maybe battle mech? I'm not sure. So yes, we are getting mag-filled accelerator. We are getting a cyclone. This is going to be battle mech. Viking is here to shoo the overlord away. Eventually it will take its life. And Draknas chilling, making some roaches. Got his lings for defensive purposes if needed. Third hatch is established, and we're getting roaches out of it. Meanwhile, we've got a tech lab with the starport, and we're going with the Banshees. No cloak yet, however. My first rollout of cars from NewMeta, going around the north side of the map. Gotta find some fresh creep, I think. Nope, he's just gonna go straight for the base. Knows that there are Ravagers on the field. And here he is, straight to the drone line. He's gonna get a lot of them as well. 7 fall. More gonna fall. Lings are gonna die as well. All in all, 9 workers lost. Resources lost, only 75 more for Draknas, however, so not too bad. NewMeta gonna be able to build us eco up pretty fast. However, I don't think that's the play that Draknas really was going for. He is making some drones still. I thought this might be an all-in roach push, but with this drone still coming, no, it is not. Cyclones and Banshee doing work. And then there's actually nothing in the bunker in the middle right there. Only 4 roaches and 2 Ravagers really here to threaten the Terran army. Got another roach joining the party, but that'll be the last couple. So fully cleaned up. Cyclones did a lot of work there. 11 and 8 kills. And that units lost tab heavily favoring NewMetaNoob currently. He's lost about 1,500 less or so. So going with the Banshee speed instead of the cloak for NewMetaNoob. Meanwhile, we're getting our lair in the main. NewMeta lands a Viking. Queens are gonna get some damage on the Cyclones though. Queens are gonna get picked off from the Banshee Cyclone Hellion attack. Viking is back in the air. And we're getting a Raven from NewMetaNoob as well. Gonna be free creep clearing, I suppose, instead of using a scans. Group of Lings hatches right here in front of NewMeta, but Draknas pulls him away, decides to gather all of his units. Appears he's gonna go for a counterattack on the Terran economy. Decides to pull back. Looks like we're going for a little surround here. Although the group in the middle wasn't sure what they wanted to do. Hellbats are here trying to beat tanky boys. Viking only unit remaining. And the 2 Banshees as well. Raven has joined. Meanwhile, Draknas still droning up. He's rocking a Spire, getting another gas. We're getting our plating upgrade, level 1. Third base is landed for NewMetaNoob. Another starport, 2 more factories in production. So he's not going to back off of battle mech. He might transition into regular mech. We'll find out. Lowers his depots so those 3 stuck workers can make their way to work. Actually, tell their boss about the supply depot that was in their way on the way to work. Meanwhile, Draknas just kind of resetting, getting his hatcheries going, taking a 3rd and 4th. See if he can get him up for the long run. Long distance mining with his drones currently. And NewMeta and him are tied in workers. 8.5 minutes into the game. Here we go, getting another bunker. 2 more armories as well. So we're going 3 armories. Bunker at the 3rd next to the supply depots. Opts to get the cloak for his Banshees as well now. Said Banshees is rolling out. Gonna find the new base of Draknas. See if Draknas is quick to cancel. There it goes. Save some funds. NewMeta here with a Raven, 3 Banshees, and an SCV. SCV on the attack. Very brave soldier. We've got some mutas here, and the Banshees have to go home immediately. The auto turret gets a lot of kills as well in the last second before it lost its life. So just now getting blue flame for the Hellions. That's probably something that he forgot a while ago. And Draknas has NewMeta in a really rough spot right now with only Banshees and Hellions on the field. 1 cyclone just came out. There it is. And nothing in production for Draknas right now. There he goes. 10 roaches coming out. Cloak will be ready for the Banshees, but they cannot do anything about all these mutas. Meanwhile, we've got Hellions that are doing a run by at the Zerg base. Just killed a ton more drones. I think they finished off the rest of that mineral line. Turrets, a couple more cyclones have popped. Force the mutas away for now. Hellions don't want to be part of this fight, nor do the Banshees, however. They need to stay safe. Meanwhile, Hellions kiting away from the Lings and 2 roaches. It appears NewMeta not going to back down. Yes, he is going to head back home. Cyclones have done a lot of work for NewMeta this game. Meanwhile, Draknas, roaches, and mutas. A couple more queens coming out as well. And 2 upgrades coming out of the armories right now for NewMeta. He could be getting the ship weapons if he wanted them. Meanwhile, he's just building turrets, another command center. And yeah, he finds some mutas as he's heading across the map. Finds some roaches as well. He'll be able to kite these roaches for all day with the cyclones and Banshees. He just needs to get the Hellions out of there, because they won't do as much damage. Meanwhile, Draknas turns back towards his own base. NewMeta scans, probably likes what he sees. Gonna be on the aggressive side of this, and yep, finds the last 3 mutas of this attack. We're getting some Ravagers. That's what he needs. And no more mutas for Draknas at the moment. NewMeta setting up a missile turret in the middle of this base over here. So gonna prevent Draknas from taking without taking a turret. Being a little annoying. A lot of cars here. 10 Hellions, 9 Cyclones, and 2 Banshees making up the Terran army. No bio in the bunker, so would have liked to have seen that just be maybe another depot, but hey, it's got more life than a depot, just slightly. Meanwhile, Draknas has sent a bunch of Lings over, cancels this base for NewMetaNoob. It's okay with NewMeta though, he's got another base built on the top side of the map. It's a really good shot, gets a really good angle of attack from all his units right there, really. Didn't seem like the Lings really did anything. He's going to stay on the aggressive. Starts picking on some roaches with his Banshees. He's got medevacs coming out. So those will be good for the Hellbats. Also getting Liberator range, so expect to see some Liberators soon. Drilling Claws and also Smart Service as well. Turn all of his units from one form to another faster. Speaking of, he does it with his Hellbats right there. A lot of Lings coming out from Draknas. It's Lings coming from all around. And a bunch of Cyclones still remain. A couple Cloak Banshees as well, and a Raven. Although the Hellbats are gone, so the medevac not really needing to be around at the moment. Here we go with the Liberators. New meta up to 2 starports, 7 factories. A lot of factories there. Stacking a bit of gas as well, so he could be getting those upgrades more. He's opting to get the planetary upgrade from his eBay instead. Turrets on the edge. There haven't been any mutas around those, so understandable though why they're still on his mind. And we might see some Infestors. They are really good against the battle mech, of course. Thor's coming out from the factory of NewMetaNoob. More Banshees as well. Just drones. And getting the Infestor upgrade. Not sure which one that one is. But yeah. All in all, Draknas sitting on 8 Ravagers still. He's got 20 Roaches, 12 Wings. Versus a bunch of cars, essentially, from NewMetaNoob. He's got 3 medevacs, 4 Banshees, 12 Cyclones, a Raven, and a Liberator. Speaking of the Liberator. He had some Hellbats, but we just saw what happened to him. And there we go, he's using all 3 armies at home. He's also producing 4 tanks all of a sudden, so gonna swap up his unit comp. Probably the right move. Here are Banshees taking out the spawning pool in the main. That's pretty brutal. And still kiting Roach Ravager. He got the spawning pool. Nothing that can really be done about it in the main base. It seems either no queens are home. There's one down here. Bunch of defensive queens over here. Roach Ravager's just chasing the cars, the medevac, and the Raven. Gonna try and get to the base or just keep fighting out here, not sure. Anyways, drones keep falling. He's onto the hatch after he picked off a lot of drones. Only one worker at the base down here. Now NewMeta at the other base. Going for the gas, he needs to kind of focus all these Banshees into one area. They'd be getting a lot more done for him. There he goes with the cloak. Queens can see that, of course, without the overlords. Anyways, the last of his roaches have fallen, and he calls GG. Okay, so here we are, NewMetaNoob and Draknas again. We've got Draknas on the bottom right, NewMeta in the top left. He has ended up with his 3rd race this game. So he's gotten one of each race to start the series, Protoss, Terran, and now Zerg. Draknas trying to stay in the series. Let's see if he switches up his opener. I doubt that he does because it's hard to switch up your opener versus random. Not sure how NewMeta will play. I don't expect anything other than you know, a standard style though of some sort. Still droning up. Off to make a hatchery. Same thing with Draknas. Draknas with his hatch down ever so slightly before, you know, 2-3 seconds. we've got our gas from NewMetaNoob before Draknas. So that is the difference in their builds. Draknas will take his gas any moment now. Here he goes. And next thing will be the spawning pool for both players. There it is from NewMeta. There it is from Draknas. These are identical builds. The only thing is the 1, 2, 3 seconds or so for Draknas on the lower hatch, and the gas for NewMeta. Expecting both players to make a couple wings, keep droning up a couple queens. So Draknas still no idea what his opponent is. However, NewMeta very aware of what his opponent is. Actually, this overlord, might have seen this overlord. I didn't realize it was over here. He's gonna see the hatch finishing up. And yep, both players did opt for a couple wings, a couple of drones, and queen's speed started up earlier, however, for NewMetaNoob. See when Draknas opts to get his speed. He's got the gas for it if he wants it. He sends 2 wings across the map. 4 wings actually, 2 more were trailing slightly behind. NewMeta off to take his 3rd base. Draknas will know about it if he was paying attention to his mini-map because the overlord was right there. So 2 wings running into the main base. You see just a queen, not really getting anything done at all, but see that everything's looking quite normal. We've still got no speed from Draknas. Curious what he's got up his sleeve. He's got a roach warren up his sleeve. Also Evo chamber about halfway done. So it appears he is not going to opt for a lot of wings this game. We're getting burrow from our hatchery on NewMeta's side. Interesting choice. And Draknas spreading a little bit of creep. He gets picked off from NewMetaNoob though. Missile upgrades that'll fit the roach transition rather well. 2 gases as well from Draknas, so I think this will be pretty aggressive from them. Spine crawler at home as well. So in the base of NewMetaNoob, we've got a roach warren as well. Just about a quarter of the way done. Meanwhile, roach is gonna be queued up any second now for Draknas on this next round of larva. Getting the roach speed. Burrow will be finishing for NewMeta any second now. 2 more gases coming from him. So other than the Evo chamber, that's what Draknas has got over NewMeta. NewMeta meanwhile has the 3rd base over Draknas. Both players low army, high workers so far. And there we go. 3 roaches on the field for Draknas. Only 4 wings on the field for NewMeta. A couple queens for both players. Double Evo chamber drops for NewMeta, and he's also getting his lair. 4 gases fully mining. He's gonna drone up at the 3rd. NewMeta chasing away an overlord of Draknas. A couple wings over here. They could get this drone up there on top of it, but it's gonna be really. Oh, he is on top of it heavily. It's very nice from NewMeta. Way to be aware of the minimap. Meanwhile, Draknas says, "I don't appreciate you hurting my overlord. I can do the same." And wings are here to distract. Queen could chase that down though if she wanted. Roaches opt to chase after the queen instead. Draknas and NewMeta both floating overlords to the left side of the map, just getting peeks of what's going on. Roaches are here at the 3rd base of NewMeta. He sends a queen over to help defend, but he's really not got much army here at all. Meanwhile, he's producing 6 roaches, but they're all going to get picked off as they're going to spawn right here in front of the other roaches. Just wondering at a time, and it burrows immediately to save its life. Couple roaches and a queen here, but not enough. He needs to get this one over here. Draknas is sending more roaches across the map. Here they are. Getting to the drones as well now. And his roach speed is done for NewMeta, but it was also done for... no, sorry, it was only done for Draknas, I'm sorry. And we've got the burrow of the NewMeta roaches. He's just trying to keep them all alive currently. There he goes, he's got a little ball of them. Gonna be aggressive now. But Draknas does have the missile upgrades, so his are gonna be doing more damage essentially. A couple bird roaches still over here for NewMeta. He needs to unburr them, get them working right now. He's gonna have his ground carapace, which will help him against the extra upgrade attack of Draknas, which they both have the even attack upgrades currently, but NewMeta will have his level 2 20-30 seconds. So non-stop roach aggression right now. Both players still hovering around the 40 worker mark. NewMeta slightly ahead. Just hanging on barely. Got the lings out, getting a couple of the roaches, but the roach is gonna be happy to kite them all day. Army count's starting to slightly even out. Although I think more of the army count for NewMeta is lings currently. He's got 14 of them, whereas only 2 roaches and 13 roaches for Draknas. Draknas has some overseers here to stop avoiding, so he doesn't have to avoid the pesky burrowed units. Checked off while very little life. NewMeta trying to kite Draknas back to his other roaches. Draknas happy to pick the queen off instead. Good job there by him, not to let that slide. Meanwhile, NewMeta has 1 roach, I think a hero. A couple other thought about it. They saw what happened to their friend and decided to join their party of burrowed friends. Getting the Ravagers morphed in. Draknas taking the armies to bleed pretty heavily at this point. Still producing roaches. Roaches we've got to be finishing for NewMeta soon. Also going to have his carapace level 2 as well. Alright, he's running away from his base currently. Getting outnumbered. Draknas is going to head right on the front door at this point. Opts to go for the Evo chambers to stop the upgrade. GG is called. Okay, here we go. Draknas and NewMetaNoob. Game 4 in their series. We've got Draknas in the bottom left, sticking with his purple units. NewMetaNoob sticking with his red on the top right and the top right of the scoreboard today. Let's see if he can close it out here. Or if Draknas can seal the deal, come back, make it a game 5. Everyone loves a game 5. So he's going to stick with the standard opener, macro hatch to start. We'll see all the little details fill in later. NewMetaNoob, he got Protoss to start the series, then the other 2 races, now back to Protoss. His randomizer is working very efficiently. Good even split of all the options. He's only got 1 gateway at his lower ramp this game. I remember on Royal Blood he started off with 2, maybe an earlier Nexus. He appears to be heading down to build something. We're going to get that second gate. He'll probably just build the core at the same time. Meanwhile, Draknas threw his pull down, getting a gas, and his hatchery about halfway done. Currently, Overlord coming across the map. It will see this gateway set up and know that the opponent is the Protoss race. NewMeta pulls it off of gas, and then right back on it actually. He had one worked out of 3 just a moment ago. Hatch will be finishing for Draknas any second, along with the pool. I'm guessing we'll see a couple wings, 2 queens as always. And they're there. 2 adepts being made. Not chronoing out, however, saving his chrono for something. And we're getting the warp gate as well out of the cyber core. Gas is fully saturated for NewMeta. Meanwhile, just drones and getting link speed for Draknas. He has got his opener down very well against random players. And last time he did pull it off against the Protoss. Or sorry, he did not pull it off against the Protoss, I meant to say. Here he goes, taking his 3rd base as the adepts show up to the party. Shade right past the queen. They're going to get through the lanes as well, and let's see where they end up. They are going to take this shade, I'm pretty sure. Get a couple drones to fall. Queen, however, and the drones are here to attack. Only 3 drones fall. Could have been worse. Seen 2 adepts get, 5 or 6 plenty of times. Oracle out of the Stargate as the first unit for NewMeta. Maybe a little sky toss action, but then he did throw down the fort in the Twilight. This is something that he did in game 1 as well. Sorry about that. NewMeta Noob likes to have all the Protoss units at hand and use them all. We're going to get some wings here. They will be able to chomp down the probe. Not really the unit that you want in the wall, but he didn't have anything else. Here is an Oracle. Rallied across, but needs to be coming back home right now to protect these links. And it is here. The Adept is going to lose his life, maybe. No. Oracle, a couple probes here to help save him. And we're getting a 3rd gateway drop from NewMeta. He needs to activate this Twilight and Forge as well. This is an Artosis pylon as well, so he needs to be careful with those. Alright, Draknas setting up his 3rd base, getting his roach horn, getting some gases for those roaches, of course. Getting our robo facility and +1 weapons for the ground units on the Protoss side. Oracle's still at home. Would like to see that being active on the map right now. Getting a little scouting, maybe getting a couple drones. Anyways, here's our Templar archives as well. So we will be seeing some High Templar, maybe some Dark Templar, maybe some Archons. Roach speed as the choice from Draknas, and an earlier Spire than we have seen in this series, I'm pretty sure. Taking that 3rd gas, or 2nd gas up top, completing all 4 of them. So he's gonna make a lot of mutas and roaches, I would imagine. He's got the double Evo chamber, there he goes, using them right now. I was just about to say, I wonder when he will activate those. But he's got his +1 melee and his +1 ranged attacks going. Just Just one extra on the gas up top. Only really a very minute problem with Draknas base. Spire about 3/4 of the way done. And yep, fully saturated third base. NewMeta, thinking about the third base, says it's time for him as well. As his +1 ground upgrades finish, he gets an overlord with the Void Ray, getting charge. Also, the ground armor upgrade as well. Another Stargate coming down, another Robo coming down. He, I don't think he actually made a unit with the first Robo, just observers, okay. He's got one right here, and one over here, so good job getting good detection of what Draknas is doing. On that note, he probably saw all of those mutas flying away. And some cannons would be good. He's making Immortals and Phoenix. There is the shield battery in the mineral line. Need to see one of those in the lower as well, because mutas will be here eventually. On the right side of the map, they're coming up. He's going to see all of these units being active. Phoenix is here. Not going to stand much of a chance by itself, but two of them in a Void Ray can do a little bit of damage. Drones are falling though. The mutas are going to sacrifice themselves, it appears. Meanwhile, we're getting a little run by from my depths, it seems. Not doing as much damage as these mutas did by any means. 11 workers down. 13 in all for Draknas. Although units lost, Draknas has lost a significant amount more, about 500. Those mutas were very expensive. Air weapons level 1 finishing for NewMeta. So that Oracle, that Void Ray will have a little more power to them. This decides to be the aggressor, walking across the map. He is supply blocked, however. There he goes, gets himself out of it with an overlord. Needs to produce a couple more though. Get any units produced until he does. There he goes. Gotcha. A lot of Roachy boys. Only 2 Sky Toss units here, a couple Immortals. Really just not much army here for NewMeta. Only a 40 army supply. He's got some units, a bunch of Phoenix that are just not active right now. They would be very useful picking up these roaches, slowing the attack down. Looks like there was a Stasis Ward, slow down some of these roaches. Here are the Phoenix. But they are not here to help this one. Void Ray's doing everything that it can. Oracle is out of energy temporarily. Phoenix finally here to start picking up some roaches and slowing down the assault as best they can. But the roaches are in the base. We're ripping up the mineral line right now. Draknas getting his level 2 upgrades, more mutas. Sorry, the only thing that went to my mind was pop-ups. And all the roaches have fallen, but the majority of NewMeta's workers have fallen as well. NewMeta appears set to roll out with the Sky units, Phoenix, an Oracle, 3 Voids. See what he can get done on the other side of the map. Draknas being sneaky, going to the right of the map, and now he's going to go right back to work on these Protoss units and buildings. Let's see what NewMeta can get done with his units. Picks up a queen. Another queen going to fall, however. Gonna need to do more than pick off a queen at a time to come back from this deficit. About half the army supply, about a third of the worker supply. Recall coming from NewMeta. Gets just the Void Rays and 1 Phoenix home. There are plenty of other units still out here fighting. 1 Void Ray, 1 Phoenix still trying to do damage to the Protoss base. NewMeta down to 26 workers, still producing 2 at a time though, of course. Doesn't really have the minerals to spend on anything currently. He's spending them all as best as he can. The sky tossing, his numbers are falling. Eventually there will be enough mutas here to take everything down. Hydras are on their way as well, I noticed. And that means very bad news for most of these sky toss units. Last Phoenix is going to get finished off. And mutas are here to depower all of these gateways. The Templar, this is the definition of an artificial pylon. Look at all these grayed out buildings. Muta's still here, just gonna finish off the third base entirely, it appears. Hydra's coming to the new third base of NewMetaNoob. Technically the fourth base, but if Draknas would have finished off the other one, it would have been the third. Archon here doing everything that it can against the mutas, but it falls. Roaches, Hydras, finish the space, and he is called. On to game 5. Okay, so here we are. We're in game 5, just like everyone wanted. Draknas, aka Draknas, with his Pigpan clan in the top left of Gresven. NewMetaNoob with the Born Gosu Squid clan. In the bottom right, he has opted in, well, he randomized into Protoss once again, so we have learned that his randomizer favors Protoss slightly more than the other races. I assume we're going to get the 2-gate opener, just like every other game he's been tossed. Same thing expected from Draknas. Nice little macro hatch style to start the game. He's going to just come over here and check, see if anything's going on. He did this game 1, kind of confused me. But he will plant a hatchery. There he goes. There's our gateway. We will get a second gateway right now from NewMeta. He's got the minerals to produce it. There it goes. And off to do probe things. So no gas yet from NewMeta. We do get the earlier forge, however. So this is not the same build that he has done the rest of the series. Not sure of what the differences could be yet. We'll find out. We'll find out. Meanwhile, Draknas taking his gas, took his pool. He's been transitioning into the roaches versus Protoss. So I once again expect that to happen. And Draknas with his core and a cannon. So a slightly more defense, I think I said Draknas, sorry, I meant NewMeta. NewMeta with the core and a cannon. So a slightly more defensive setup from NewMeta to start this game with the forge and cannon. We'll see where he takes it from there, however. Keeps the probe as the unit in the wall. And he is not going to leave just one Artis's pylon for all this. Decides to throw down his second. So all these buildings are up and active. Meanwhile, Draknas preparing his 2 queens, 4 wings, just as he has every other game this series. And yep, wouldn't expect anything different. Overlords making their way across the map. It gets eyes on the dog. Does not report back to the base, though, because no reports needed of the good boy. Warp gate as our first thing being bought out of these buildings. Another shield battery, as NewMeta opting to go the unitless build order so far. 3 minutes into the game, nothing has been produced other than probes and buildings. He is low on the worker count, however. Second Nexus will be up. He can start producing 2 at a time. Drak off to take his third base. And it's judging by the 2 gases, I'm expecting that Roach Warren to come anytime now. He's getting his lair. So I think right on pace for what we set up for last game. Ended up working in Draknas' favor. We're getting a Stargate and a Robo at the same time. So Draknas probably got good vision of that immediately. Yep, sure did. I'd really love to see new meta get some units. This is kind of scary. 4 minutes into the game, we're still just making probes. If I guess he's got a good read on how Draknas is opening it after playing him for 4 straight games, though, and knowing what's been consistently happening. So we do get the Spire from Draknas, not a Roach Den. So that'll be the difference in Draknas' approach in Game 5. They were very efficient for him last game, the Mutas were, so I think they can do it once again, why not? And we're getting some units over here. We've got a Sentry, we've got an Observer, and we will have a Void Ray soon for the Protoss army. Not a single gateway unit other than the Sentry, however. Not sure where this build really goes for new meta. If we saw a second Stargate, I'd think it would make a little more sense at this point. But he knows what he's doing more than I. We're gonna take out the Overlord, get a little supply block on Draknas. And it appears that we are gonna take a third base for NewMetaNoob. He is looking at the female Carrick, however, and wondering if this thing is going to attack him if he builds a Nexus here. Void Ray making his way across the map. Not gonna find a base over here, so it'll have to go into the main, which is not defended really, only 1 queen, no spore crawlers. Void Ray is here. It will get vision of the Spire, and that'd be good information. A little late, however, because Mutas are halfway across the map. And the Void Ray just actually chilling there. Draknas being active with his Mutas, we will see what they can get into. We've got our Twilight Council right there. Another 2 Stargates, so the build is making a little more sense. Not sure what the Templar's for, though. I guess you can get Storm with the Sky units, usually a good pairing. However, the Mutas are here free to play. Immortal can't do anything about it. 1 Phoenix is not going to be able to do much about it. Can only do so much. Charges back a little shields. 2 Stalkers here, they can help a little bit. All in all, I don't think he lost much there. 6 workers were killed though, so I guess we got a couple more than I realized. Finding the third base of new meta. Good job by Draknas staying active on the field, seeing what's going on. More workers are falling. 9 total in this Muta attack. And the Void Ray is getting low on shield. It's going to die potentially. The shield battery out of energy, so yes, the Void Ray will fall. Phoenix is down. 2 Mutas and 2 Stalkers and a Sentry remain. Stalkers, however, and the Sentry cannot get out of the base. There's a probe blocking them. That probe is a highly paid bouncer. Mutas on their way back into the main. They will find only 4 probes to pick off if Draknas so pleases. Meanwhile, he's made his Roach transition at home. He's getting Roach speed as well. So pretty much to swap the Muta's timing and the Roach timing, it seems, from what he's been doing the rest of the series. Phoenix is going to pick off the last of the Mutas. Roaches, however, are a new problem for our Protoss player as they're attacking his third base. So I just feel that new meta really never got a chance to get the army up that he needed. He had the 3 Stargates, but the Mutas came here and just took everything sideways. Another couple minutes could have been a big deal for new meta, but it is hard to see him coming back from this. Currently supply blocked after losing the pylon, loses his core and power to a gateway. Drags into his main base with the Roaches, taking down the cannons. And there's not many units here to help defend. Only 2 Stalkers, 2 Void Rays fresh out of the Stargate, and 3 Phoenix. 3 Phoenix, however, just stand by. Currently doesn't have energy to do anything. But they choose not to. Probes are falling. There we go. We get the pickup from Phoenix. Gonna handle one of the Roaches. Certainly will do that too. The next one. Roaches backing off. Draknas does not want to lose his whole army unnecessarily. He has worked himself into a very good position in this game. Hydra's coming out as well. Gonna join the roaches to dismember the rest of the Protoss structures and units. NewMeta still supply blocked, only producing one pylon. He does not have the funds for many things though currently, only 300 minerals. And he has a lot on his shopping list. Hydra's roaches rowing back out across the map. NewMeta is fully aware of it as his stalker's being chased, and the Void Ray was as well. Shield battery is going to be up in time, but no, it will not. That is not a shield battery. Shield battery's in the main mineral line. Anyways, more Void Rays coming out for NewMeta. This looks like the end for our Protoss player, unfortunately. A really good set. Hydra's taking down the core. 2 Void Rays retreating. There's a 3rd Void Ray, and 2 more being produced. They're about 3/4 of the way done. I don't know if they will ever see the light of day. They probably won't. I think these pylons go before it is called. Good series.